Have you ever faced a moment that shifted the course of your life in an instant? This is the chilling tale of a tragic event that unfolded unexpectedly, leaving those involved grappling with loss, deep heartache, and a search for answers. As we navigate this emotional journey, prepare to uncover not just the facts but the raw and real emotions that accompany such a devastating experience. Stick around as we explore the intricate layers of this story that remind us of life's fragility and the power of resilience. The Call. On what started as a relaxing afternoon, nestled in the serene beauty of Big Bear, the tranquility was abruptly shattered by an unexpected phone call. The phone buzzed relentlessly, a frantic urgency emanating from the other end. It was his grandmother's husband, a voice filled with panic that sent chills down his spine. "We can't find Nia." Those words echoed hauntingly in his mind, turning the picturesque moment dark. The warmth of the sun faded, replaced by a chilling realization that something was very wrong. Confusion intertwined with dread as he struggled to comprehend the gravity of the situation. How could Nia, so vibrant and full of life, simply vanish? The initial shock wrapped around him like a vice. Minutes felt like hours as questions spiraled. Was she safe? Could this really be happening? Each tick of the clock heightened the anxiety, intensifying the whirlpool of fear churning within. The bright skies turned gray, shadowed by the weight of uncertainty that hung heavily in the air. His heart raced as he scrambled to gather more information, grappling with the depths of disbelief. Each unanswered question gnawed at him relentlessly, dulling the idyllic escape with the bitter taste of panic. What could have possibly happened to her? Where could she be? As he darted into action, a mix of determination and trepidation ignited in him. Little did he know, this was just a beginning of a harrowing journey that would force him to confront not just the situation at hand, but the fragility of life itself. The stakes couldn't have been higher, and the clock was ticking. The confusion. In the midst of what should have been a peaceful day, an unsettling sense of confusion surged through him. Everything had appeared normal just moments before, yet now, it felt as if the ground beneath him had crumbled away. While he was guaranteed that the child was unharmed, the unraveling of this strange situation created a whirlwind of worry. A simple phrase hung heavily in the air, "But they can't find Nia." The implications of that sentence washed over him like a cold wave. In that instant, his mind raced, grappling with the unsettling images forming in his thoughts. What did it mean that she couldn't be found? Is she lost? Was there an accident? Questions bounced around, each one amplifying the stress and pounding within his chest. He felt the urgency of the situation wrap tighter around him, squeezing until it became hard to breathe. The bright rays of the sun no longer felt warm. Instead, they burned with an unsettling realization that something was dreadfully wrong. Grabbing his phone, he repeatedly dialed the numbers hoping for clarity, for any semblance of reason. But nothing came, just the buzzing silence that mocked his every worry. It was then that panic began to steep in. With every passing moment, he felt time slip away. What does "can't find" mean? As if answering the silent plea of his thoughts, frantic laughter bubbled up around him, and a sinking realization gripped his heart. But with each mounting worry, one thing remained clear: he had to get to the bottom of it all before his mind spiraled into oblivion. Just before he could act, another call broke through the silence. The mystery of the day was about to deepen even further, and he knew, whatever lay ahead, it could change everything. The descent into panic. As the unsettling details of the situation unfolded, fear crept in like a chilling fog. Each passing second felt like an eternity, the unfamiliar weight of anxiety pressing harder against his chest. He was gripped by an overwhelming sense of urgency, and the world around him seemed to dissolve into chaos. The images of what could be happening swirled in his mind, amplifying the panic that threatened to consume him. He was already halfway through the drive when the reality of the news hit him like a freight train. Nia was on the water, and now, she was missing. The soundtrack of his thoughts was a frenzied loop of worst-case scenarios, an incessant chorus that sang of despair. What if she had fallen overboard? What if she was in distress, drifting away into an indifferent sea. Time felt distorted, stretching endlessly as he navigated through traffic, his heart racing faster than his car. Every red light seemed a cruel reminder of how little control he had over the situation. As he urged the vehicle forward, his mind was flooded with questions that had no answers. He had to reach her. He had to do something, anything, to change the fate that now felt sealed in shadows. He thought about the last time he saw her smile, the laughter they shared on lazy afternoons, now tainted by a deepening dread. Could he have done anything differently? The bitterness of regret gnawed at him, squeezing him tighter with every thought. Did he take her safety for granted? The familiar comfort of their relationship was overwhelming, and the fear of losing that connection sent him spiraling into a whirlwind of panic. Then, as if answering his silent pleas, his phone buzzed with another incoming message. A lifeline or another crash of hope? In that moment, hope morphed into desperation, clinging to words meant to soothe yet only deepened the sense of impending doom. They're looking for her. But those words felt hollow against the backdrop of uncertainty. With trembling hands, he dialed Nia's friends, searching for anything that could ground him. The conversations were fragmented, bits of information that flickered like a candle in the wind. Each reply felt like an echo of despair, feeding that pit in his stomach. But the fight to push through the darkness only intensified. There had to be a way to pull her back from the brink of obscurity. Just as he rounded a curve, the scene before him transformed dramatically. Emergency vehicles littered the shoreline, their sirens blaring, casting a haunting glow against the fading light. In that moment, hope clashed with panic. Would he be walking into the reality he feared the most, or would fate intervene? The scene ahead was both unsettling and surreal, shaping the contours of his journey into one he'd never wished to embark on. And still, he pressed on, determined to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. This descent into despair was just the beginning, and what unfolded next would be nothing short of shocking. Rumors and whispers. The air became thick with uncertainty as whispers of tragedy began circulating among close family and friends. What started as an unfortunate incident quickly morphed into a web of speculation and fear. Some alleged that this wasn't just a straightforward accident. Was there something more sinister at play? Could it have been negligence on the water, or was it simply a tragic twist of fate? People began piecing together fragments of stories, suggesting that certain events leading up to the day had a shadowy undertone. Had Nia displayed any signs of distress before that fateful day? It wasn't long before theories blossomed, fueled by a desperate attempt to make sense of the chaos. Conversations turned to conspiracies, and everyone seemed to have their own version of the story, each one more dramatic than the last. As the family tried to cope with the overwhelming grief, these rumors created added pressure. Friends and acquaintances reached out, their questions sharp and probing, eager to know every detail. Was she really alone? What happened on the water? That inquisitive hunger only deepened the wounds they were trying to heal. But hidden within this turmoil lay a deeper truth that many missed. Through all the noise, the family yearned for privacy. Despite the swirling gossip, one thing remained clear: they wanted to remember Nia for who she was, not just as a casualty of sensational headlines. Each speculative rumor stung like salt in a fresh wound, but it was these very whispers that fueled the need for answers, the search for closure that was as elusive as it was essential. Yet among the stark shadows cast by these questions, there was a flicker of hope, a hope that perhaps the truth would rise from the remnants of rumor, guiding them toward healing and ultimately revealing the beauty of Nia's spirit rather than sensationalizing her tragic end. Grieving the loss. As the days turned into weeks, the grief settled in like an unwelcome guest. The weight of Nia's absence was palpable, casting a shadow over every aspect of life. How do you make sense of a world that suddenly feels so empty? Memories flooded back at unexpected moments, the laughter shared, the silly inside jokes, the plans for the future that would never be realized. Each thought was a double-edged sword, a sweet reminder of what once was, but also a painful testament to what was lost. Friends and family offered their condolences, but words often felt inadequate. "I'm so sorry for your loss" became a familiar phrase, but sympathy couldn't fill the void. The silence that followed those sentiments echoed louder than any words could convey. How does one navigate through this complex landscape of emotions, sadness, anger, confusion? It's a storm that churns, often brewing without warning. It's common to think about the what-ifs. What if they had been more vigilant? What if a single moment had changed the outcome? Those haunting queries preyed on his mind, feeding into the cycle of sorrow. Yet amidst this turmoil, he discovered something crucial: it's okay to grieve in one's own way. Every tear shed was not just a reminder of Nia's absence, but a tribute to the love they shared. In the quiet moments, small things began to offer glimpses of solace. A favorite song played on the radio, a familiar scent in the air, or even a child's laughter could crack the surface of despair, allowing small rays of light to peek through. It became evident that even in loss, there lies the beauty of connection, with memories that ripple through time. As they took steps forward in this journey of healing, it was clear that the pain of grief wouldn't vanish overnight. But gradually, with each passing day, they learned to carry Nia's spirit with them, a guide through the valleys of sorrow toward the peaks of remembrance. The journey ahead might be challenging, but each step offered a chance for renewed hope and the understanding that love never truly disappears. It transforms into the strength that helps us live on. Transition to finding hope, and just when everything seemed engulfed in darkness, a glimmer of hope began to emerge. Finding hope. In the midst of heartache, hope can sometimes feel like an elusive flicker in the dark. Yet, for those facing loss, it's often found in the most unexpected of places. After the tragedy, moments of joy and laughter seemed scarce, but slowly, they began to emerge again. The child, now a source of bright energy, started discovering ways to celebrate Nia's memory. Music became a sanctuary, a space where emotions could safely pour out. They would play songs that Nia loved, dancing around the living room, laughter blending with song lyrics. Each melody acted like a bridge to cherished memories, connecting past joy with present healing. Friends and family joined in, creating gatherings filled with stories, reminding everyone of Nia's vibrant spirit, laughter, and love. More than just memories, they created traditions, small rituals that kept Nia's presence alive amidst the sadness. Whether it was lighting a candle on special dates or sharing favorite meals, these practices transformed sorrow into gratitude for the time shared. Nature also provided moments of clarity. Weekend hikes in the mountains allowed them to breathe deeply, feeling the sun on their skin. In these serene moments, the child found comfort in whispers of the wind and rustling leaves, believing that perhaps Nia was watching over them, guiding them through their grief. Courage emerged, too. The child developed a newfound confidence, the strength to share their story with others who faced similar losses. Through community outreach, they connected with those grappling with their pain, offering support and shared understanding. In helping others, the child created a ripple effect, where healing transformed into hope for many. Through it all, resilience unfolded. Questions about the future were met with a sense of determination. Each day became an opportunity to honor Nia's love by embracing life fully. The juxtaposition of laughter with sadness illustrated the human experience, a recognition that joy and sorrow can coexist beautifully. In the face of tragedy, hope blossomed. It served as a reminder that even in darkness, light can find a way to shine through, guiding those left behind to a brighter tomorrow. In conclusion, this journey through grief and unexpected loss serves as a poignant reminder of life's fragility. With every twist and turn in their story, we discover not only the weight of sorrow, but also the strength it can ignite within us. Each moment of heartbreak reveals the necessity of cherishing the time we have with those we love and the importance of holding on to their memories. As our protagonist continues to navigate their path forward, we're left with an essential question: how do we move on while keeping the spirits of our loved ones alive? Through laughter, shared stories, and heartfelt reminiscing, it becomes clear that while loss can be overwhelming, love endures. It encourages us to celebrate life, to lean into moments of joy, and to find hope even in the darkest days. So, as we close this narrative, let us reflect on the resilience of the human spirit and the profound connections we share. Life may change, but love lives on, lighting the way forward in our own journeys. How will you choose to honor those you hold dear?